Here are my 5 audience members. Hi. Many of us watch college sports without realizing these athletes are putting their lives on the line, not just through physical competition. The bar for playing in college sports keeps getting raised, and before they even enter this college atmosphere, they are already drained and weak mentally. Then with the addition of college academics and high-level competition, it is enough to make any person crumble. Many athletes are also perfectionists and type A people from the start. This makes asking for help and identifying their own problems extremely difficult. I believe mandatory mental health counseling sessions are the perfect way to save these athletes' lives. I myself am a college athlete and know the immense amount of pressure that can be with playing sports in college. Today I will discuss the struggles that athletes face that get overlooked, how a simple session with a counselor can be used to save and protect these athletes' mental health, and additional resources why counseling is also good for benefits. All points considered, let's talk the small things that add up. These athletes aren't characters on your screen. They're human beings with emotions and real personal problems. First, the pressure of performing is incredible. The Newport Institute did a study that only focused on academics, and they found alone that depression, anxiety disorders, substance abuse, and more drastic consequences can be had from that pressure, let alone the athletic pressure that goes with being a college athlete. Second, sports can become an athlete's full identity. It takes immense amount of dedication to get to where you are playing in college sports. It also takes a lot of sacrifices that your counterpart peers won't have to give up. Then you mix this with injury or failure, and it can lead to drastic choices like suicide or other poor decisions. Also, college exposes mental health issues. Duke University did a study that found out of all college students, everyone's ability to either be susceptible to a mental health disease or have their mental health disease get worse increased. From that, 30% of regular students went and got help, but less than 10% of athletes also went and got help. Now that you understand the weight on the backs of athletes outside of the weight room, here's a simple fix that any college can do. Mandatory mental health counseling sessions are there to protect athletes and should be used. There is no shame on the athlete for needing help in this scenario. Georgia State University did a study that found coaches who take the tough it out approach on their athletes can cause their athletes to have more mental health problems. The nature of it being mandatory eliminates the athlete's worry about how they're going to be perceived between coaches and teammates. And an athlete's only goal is to impress their coach and earn their playing time. Also, mental health issues don't always register for college athletes. John Amstead, a D1 player himself, wrote, "I wouldn't have time to think about myself. All I thought about was getting myself through the day." You can't see mental health like a broken bone. There is no x-ray or proof that someone is struggling with their mental health. It's only their word. This can also allow a lot of athletes not to view their mental health as a priority and not believe it will hold them back from competition. At this point, you may be believing why mental health mandatory counseling is the best option compared to other strategies. The answer is it's immense benefits with therapy, but there's also less loopholes for athletes to take. Awareness and accessibility are great, but fall short to meet the need. Awareness doesn't stop the stigma directly. The NCAA found that only 47% of athletes feel comfortable looking and getting help when they need it. That means over half of athletes don't feel comfortable because of the stigma that surrounds mental health still. Many colleges have resources that are acceptable to athletes, but most people don't have the time. I know firsthand that when your schedule gets busy, you have to schedule when you're going to eat, let alone provide time for yourself. The aspect of these sessions being mandatory allows the athlete to put themselves first for once. One-on-one sessions also allow the athlete to be more than just an athlete to a person. Trine University found the importance for athletes not to gauge their self-worth based on performance or playing time. This helps some athletes see that they are more than just a stat or how much they're playing in a game or how well they did in their previous game. A counselor cares about them as a human being, not just as what they're doing for their team. Counseling is the best way to end the mental health epidemic in college sports. With all that said, one-on-one mandatory counseling is the best way to save the lives of college athletes nowadays. So the next time you're watching college athletes perform, and you can know that they are not only in their best physical shape, but they are also in the best mental shape that they can be. As difficult or challenging it may be for an athlete to seek help or address help that they need, the risk of long-term harm or suicide is one game not worth playing. Thank you.